and playing 4 games and then not, and like not feeling the best, and then like frustrated of like how hard I worked in the off season, and then like all I do is rehab and like continue to do this process and just like trying to trust that the best I can. And obviously there's really frustrating days, and there's days where like it's a little bit easier and like you're very, very motivated and like you're close to the finish line of getting back and being back. And then like, it's not like I have a training camp to like build up to like playing my first game again. It's like, no, like you're tossed into game 30.
The WNBA is in shock after whispers emerged that its biggest star, Caitlin Clark, might have an expiration date set for 2026. Experts are tossing around doomsday predictions. The league is reacting like coffee just got cancelled, and the rumor mill is spinning everything from wild theories to insider gossip. This isn't just sports news, it's pure chaos in basketball shorts. And it might be wilder than a triple overtime buzzer beater.
Everyone can stop the pearl clutching for just a minute. And I say that as a turn of phrase, not because it's women's basketball. You'd realize this is the best thing imaginable for this league. And listen, I said this back when Caitlin was at Iowa, and everyone was, I thought, being overly protective of her, and I thought a lot of that had to do with like, oh, this little white girl in a black sport. And I was like, man, she is a badass and a trash talker and gives it as good as she.
The WNBA has slammed the panic button so hard it's stuck. And it's not over a TV deal or a historic dunk, it's the fear that without Caitlin Clark, the league could tumble into rec league territory. She's the glue holding it all together. Take her away, and suddenly the product looks like a clumsy "my first day at basketball camp" video. The math is brutal. No Caitlin means no Cunningham, no Hull, no fans including you and me, leaving only Angelbert's lonely chair and a pair of dusty foam fingers from 1999.
This is something that do not be surprised that President Trump speaks on with that kind of audience that is protective of a Caitlin Clark and what she stands for and what she represents. And they come to a conclusion that they believe she is being unfairly treated. That is going to be a problem for the WNBA. And based on Trump's history with the NFL and him being an obvious sports fan, goes to events and stuff like that, he pays attention to this kind of stuff. I'm just warning them, watch it, because if he gets involved and that base gets involved, because somehow, some way they embrace victimhood on a part.
Let's be real, the only reason anyone's pretending there's a debate is to dodge the ugly truth. Caitlin Clark is playing master-level chess while the rest of the league fumbles through hungry hippos with missing marbles. She's dropping passes that defy geometry, sinking shots that could make a physics professor weep, while the WNBA tries to convince us Angel Reese is must-see TV, a player whose highlights look like they were filmed at half speed in a cousin's driveway. If that's your golden ticket, congrats. You've just punched a one-way ticket to irrelevance.
She is an object of scorn. For good reason. She's awesome. She's swaggery. She does turn your home crowd into a road crowd. She is a frustrating player to guard, all of it. And if she is, for some of these teams, a bit of a villain, that's sweet. It only will make her better. She is already one of the 3 or 4 best players in the sport, as a lot of us thought she would be in short order. And it is... sports are best like this.
Here's the kicker, the WNBA doesn't even seem interested in protecting Clark. If anything, it feels like they've formed a secret task force dedicated to making her life miserable. Step 1. Hire referees who moonlight as magicians, because they've mastered the art of making great basketball plays vanish. These officials have turned games into something between a rulebook guessing game and an interpretive dance recital. One moment you're watching a perfect assist, the next you're hearing Caitlin get whistled for what amounts to a karmic penalty for being too good.
I mean, yeah, like I would have loved to win one of them, but honestly, like 2 of my most fun nights in college were after losing the national championship. Like,
yeah, fair.
We had just as much fun. Like, yeah. I mean, yes, we were sad. We would have loved to win one of them, and I think I would have loved to win one of them. Not so much because like, okay, yeah, like I win one of them, we get like a ring, whatever, like people celebrate. But like, honestly, I think people celebrated us just as much as they did if we, didn't win, obviously.
You could fix this easily. Fire every single ref and replace them with traffic cones. At least cones don't blow calls. But instead, we've got Angelbert perched in the league office like a high school principal convinced banning chewing gum will solve everything. Which leaves only one logical solution. Fire Angelbert. Fire her twice to be safe. And if Adam Silver won't step in to make that happen, fire him too. Honestly, just keep firing people until someone in charge grasps that the league's best player is under siege from pure, uncut incompetence.
Everyone can stop the pearl clutching for just a minute. And I say that as a turn of phrase, not because it's women's basketball. You'd realize this is the best thing imaginable for this league. And listen, I said this back when Caitlin was at Iowa, and everyone was, I thought, being overly protective of her, and I thought a lot of that had to do with, like, oh, this little white girl in a black sport. And I was like, man, she is a badass and a trash talker and gives it as good as she gets it. And
Let's stop pretending this is magically going to get better. Sure, Caitlin Clark could stay in the WNBA, grit her teeth, drop 30 a night, and watch her ankles get hacked apart by defenders who couldn't guard a folding chair. But why waste the prime of her career in a league that treats her like just another jersey number? In the EuroLeague, she'd earn more, play under refs who actually know the rulebook, and be respected, protected, and paid without having to fake a rivalry with Angel Reese, which has all the competitive fire of a pillow fight. The uncomfortable truth is the WNBA's overall skill level is embarrassingly low, save for a handful who can match Caitlin's speed, vision, and shooting. That's why 90% of highlight reels online are Clark, and the other 10% are bloopers. Yet the league's marketing machine is working overtime to sell US Clark versus Reese like it's must-see TV. Oh yes, by all means. Let me clear my calendar to watch Caitlin casually dismantle someone still struggling with basic shooting mechanics.
News and some bad news for those who are fans of pretend basketball. For those who are desperate to see the WNBA succeed, even though this dump of a league can't seem to get the hell out of their own way. Now, the WNBA, they refer to these people as fans, but the rest of us, we prefer to call them the mainstream media. The good news is, WNBA ratings have been somewhat solid, even though Caitlin Clark has missed damn near the entire season.
The truth is, people watch the NBA or top-tier college ball for real basketball, and the WNBA for exactly two reasons. Caitlin Clark, and occasionally because their remote died and they're stuck on ESPN2. The league can't handle that reality, so they bury it under forced hype and bad officiating. Instead of making life easier for their one true star, they've run her through a gauntlet until she either breaks down or walks away. Here's how it ends. 2026 arrives, Clark's contract is up, and nothing's changed. Refs are still clueless, Angelbert's still in charge, and Adam Silver's still off somewhere making the NBA All-Star Game unwatchable. She bolts for the EuroLeague, doubling her salary, playing alongside bodyguards disguised as teammates, and in front of fans who actually appreciate generational talent. The fallout is brutal. Ratings nosedive faster than an off-target Reese layup, ticket sales crater, and those smug record-breaking growth press releases vanish into awkward silence. ESPN quietly shoves the WNBA to the 3 a.m. slot after Cornhole Championships. And the only thing anyone asks is, hey, whatever happened to Caitlin Clark?
But she was eliminated, swept in 2 games. But the WNBA, man, these players have been acting like they are victims. Now, Caitlin Clark has brought a whole bunch of eyes to the WNBA. And what do these players actually do? Folks, it has gotten really, really ridiculous, man, in the WNBA, because all these players are screaming racism. For the fans, yes, they are attacking the
Which brings us to the simplest fix that will never happen. Fire Angelbert, fire Adam Silver, and fire every ref who thinks whistling a clean block is maintaining game control. Replace them with people who understand Caitlin Clark isn't just the face of the WNBA, she is the WNBA. Without her, it's just a dimly lit gym full of awkward jump shots and even more awkward marketing campaigns. Sure, maybe she stays out of loyalty or some vague sense of unfinished business. Maybe she tries to drag the league up to her level, but if she leaves, no amount of spin will hide the truth. The WNBA had the best thing to happen to it in decades, and they let her walk. Picture that day the press release drops. We wish Caitlin well on her future endeavors. Translation: we lost our golden goose and now the raccoons moved into the empty nest. You can already hear Angelbert on TV insisting this is an opportunity for new stars to emerge. Like replacing LeBron with a guy from your local church league is somehow an exciting fresh start.
It literally pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb.
The fans will be livid, social media will detonate, and the WNBA subreddit will spiral into more conspiracy theories than a UFO forum, all circling the same question. Why didn't anyone protect her? The answers will be obvious to everyone except the people in charge. Stop letting refs treat her like a piñata at a toddler's birthday party. Stop pretending Angel Reese is the LeBron of the WNBA when she's closer to a reality TV contestant famous for one loud argument. Stop acting like skill doesn't matter when it's the only reason anyone buys a ticket. But this league runs on denial like it's renewable energy, and Adam Silver is the substitute teacher who sees the chaos and just puts on a movie. Picture the banner. Protect Caitlin Clark. Fly it over every arena until someone listens. Now picture Caitlin in Europe stepping off the plane to fans waving her jersey, sponsors lining up to cut checks so big they need an extra zero, and refs who, while not perfect, aren't inventing fouls to slow her down. Every game features rosters stacked with talent because in a EuroLeague, if you can't compete, you sit. In the WNBA, if you can't compete, they give you a nickname and a shoe deal.